Out in the wildlands of the Nevada desert lies a quiet ghost town known as Tunnel Camp. This camp has only a brief but interesting story behind it. So in this video, we are going to go over some of the history as we roam the ruins on foot, and later on we'll get into some of the mines in the area to check out some of the historical workings. This ghost town is not here for the reasons you would think. This town we are investigating was not even established for the sake of mining. Today we are exploring Tunnel Camp. This camp was born on an engineering dream that went completely wrong.
This looks like this brick was hollow. I don't think this is actual brick. I think this is maybe brick material, but they have it hollowed out. So maybe they didn't have to use as much material? Not really sure.
The Seven Troughs district came to life in the early 1900s. This was where the real mining occurred. It's also where 350 miners and families lived during its peak population in 1907. Seven Troughs is actually located right on the other side of this small mountain from Tunnel Camp. The town of Seven Troughs seemed to spring up overnight, with miners quickly flocking to the area to make their riches. But as Nevada mining towns normally do, it didn't last too long. But this is where the story of Tunnel Camp begins. In 1927, the Nevada State Mining Company decided to try and solve a persisting problem of flooding in the district. Most of the mines in the area were driven straight down to reach the ore body. But as we know, the further down you go, the more you will run into flooding issues. To solve this problem, their plan was to drive a massive drainage tunnel through the mountain to rework the old workings in the district. It wasn't built as a traditional town. It was actually a company camp designed purely on driving the tunnel into the adjacent valley. The camp brought miners, carpenters, and engineers from all over to work on this mega project. Their goal was pretty straightforward: drive a tunnel right through the mountain to intersect the old flooded shafts and to haul out ore as the new workings began. The ambitious engineers quickly drove the tunnel nearly 10,000 feet in less than a year, and the miners thought they were only days away from breaking through to the old shafts. But then came the heartbreaking discovery. The tunnel had been driven on the wrong grade, and they drove the tunnel about 700 feet too high due to surveying errors. So instead of connecting to the shafts, they missed them completely. Years of work, thousands of dollars, completely vanished overnight. This is known as one of the most expensive surveying mistakes in Nevada mining history.
So this here was the big mill. This would have been a giant building back in its day. I wonder if I could maybe find some archival photos of this spot. This is a giant mill, or at least what once was. I think that's a stamp mill over there. I'll have to go and check that out. So at this mill you can see sort of the benches here. They have one here, another one up here. They would use gravity to bring the ore down to further refine it. Here's that stamp mill, and you can see it actually has the big nameplate on it, Joshua Hendy Machine Works, SF, I believe that's San Francisco. There's not a lot of these around anymore. This is pretty cool to see out in the middle of the desert. Alright, so here we go. Oh man, doing an army crawl on this. Okay, so looks like we got a lot of sample bags on the ground here. Looks like we pick up some rail. It's always a good sign. There's an ore chute here. Okay. A little small stoped out area. A couple ore chutes. So you can see all the black dots. Those are all load counts coming out of here. There's even some here as well. Got a little drop going down there. Could probably climb this if you wanted to. Wow, that does not look very good. Oh boy, you can see everything around that stole has fallen down onto the ground here. So, best not to breathe too deeply around this part. Huh. Heavily timbered area here. Rock is not great. Okay, so there used to be a hoist here. So this means there is a good looking shaft probably under this trap door here. Let's take a look. Oh. Mold. That's crazy. Wow. You know, that does look very enticing to see what's down there, but with the mold and all, I don't know. It's not super steep. I'm gonna keep this open. And so, this is cool. This is like a little miniature head frame they probably had. The hoist cable coming up somewhere. And then, beside the manway here, this door is a lot heavier. Don't know if I can open that with one hand. But you can see on the other side there, sort of. Interesting. This is pretty neat.
camels, gentlemen.
Ooh. I'm like really tempted to just climb down there.
Yeah, well, I have my rope, so let's at least.
Yeah.
I know, I do want to see what's down there.
Yeah, that's just too. Yeah.
So I'm just gonna video.
Go back there.
Yeah.
You bring it?
All right. So continuing on from that little area, shaft area. Looks a little messier back here. Little pocket. Oh, there's a catwalk. That looks collapsed, not backfilled. Oh, there's a little manway there. Okay, it's not too bad. It probably doesn't go very far. Another little ladder. Doesn't go far either. It probably connects to the same one we were just looking at. So it looks like here we had a windlass. So there would have been another one of these stoles hanging right around here. They would have cranked stuff up by hand. Huh. Someone's hat's down there. Doesn't look too big, but could be worth checking out. Alright, let's continue on. Looks like this face is here. Yeah, that's it for that. Heading down the mycelium infested shaft. Let's see what we find. Alright, boys?
Let's do it.
Alright. I mean, the ladder is pretty good so far.
After getting down the first bit of climbing, I decided to put my camera away. I got down about 70 feet before the shaft completely gave out, which gave me no ladder left to climb. I could have gone further, but I wasn't sure how much further it went down without any ladder, so I decided to come back up.
Alright guys, so I just got back up from climbing this thing. And yeah, the ladder sort of disappears. I'd say maybe about 70 feet down there. So I had to turn around and come back up. For right now, I only have the gear that I can do ladder safely. I can't do sections where there's no ladder at all. So that's why I had to turn around.
This was unfortunately the only open adit we could find of all of these big mines. Most of these mines sunk shafts straight down, so the only way to see those is to dedicate a full day of rappelling, which we didn't come here to do. Maybe one day I'll make a return to get into those, but for now I'll just have to wonder. Thank you for tagging along in this video. I thought the story of Tunnel Camp was extremely fascinating, and I hope you found it fascinating too. Thank you, I'll see you in the next video.
myself, not a care in the world. This is a life, just me, myself, and I am watching the clouds up in the sky, all but laughing out loud. I'm telling you why I'm living the life, just me, myself, and I used to think that life was cold